Hi Aries, I hope you guys are doing great. Welcome to your first 2 weeks of June read. I'm going to be doing first love, then career. I'm going to timestamp in the description box below for career. If you don't want to stick around for a relationship, guys, remember these messages are general. Don't try to make it fit if it doesn't. The energies could always be vice versa, and absolutely at least check your rising sign. Okay? Don't ever just check your sun sign, okay? Rising sign, moon sign, and Venus really. And even if you're here for a relationship, check what's going on in your 7th, your 5th, and your 8th house as well. For career, you want to check what's going on in your 10th, 2nd, and 6th house. Okay, so let's get right into this for our Aries friends. Okay. Wands, 6 of Wands. Devil energy. In the coming into this energy, right? So this could be, like this week now, could be last month, last year, whatever's in your energy field. It's going to be a little different for each of you. Let's roll some astro dice and see what we get. Gemini, South Node. Okay, got some karma happening and self. Ooh, some powerful energies happening for you, Aries. So, well, why don't we talk about this? So we have the first house. So the first house is you're being asked to consider if your actions in the world and the purpose you purport to be are in alignment with your soul purpose here. And it's time to really unapologetically be you in this relationship and feel safe in knowing that, if your partner doesn't get it, it's really on them. You're who you are. And they really need to understand that about you. So that's your first house of self, right? And then we have Gemini. It's time to put on your thinking cap and focus on learning something new that really excites you. And this could also mean that it's time to make that call or send that text. There's a lot of communication going on here. Having to do with the relationship is the third house. Well, relationship is in the third house. The third house is Gemini, which is communication, ruled by Mercury. So I do get there's a lot of communication. You're communicating with people who you think maybe understand you more, who understand you better, understand you differently. And then we do have the nodal energies here. I mean, listen, the North Node right now is in Sagittarius. So this is about really facing the karma of belief system and of faith. And you're going to be asked to sacrifice something in what is considered to be your established belief system in order for you to move forward in this, way where you feel like you're more in alignment with yourself. And I do feel like communicating with other people are a part of that. And very interesting because then we have the devil energy coming into this. And the devil energy is where balance hangs out. So this could be having to do with, it could be anything from alcohol to drugs to food, where you are, a little too obsessed with something about yourself, right? Having to do with egotism, anxiety, depression that's gone unchecked and untreated. But the devil also does indicate lust. It does indicate, that often comes up having to do with infidelity. It doesn't have to, but there's, imbalance here, right? So imbalance has a lot of different faces. All right, so the energy of the relationship right now, we have the 6 of Coins crossed by the 4 of Cups. So 6 of Coins is the card of reciprocity. So it really is this idea of, you have what you need, they have what they need, right? But it's more like this. All right, I have to tell you what I'm getting, Aries. I feel like almost like you guys are sort of like almost, you and your partner are almost in like this friendship zone at this point. Because it's being crossed. The 6 of Coins, this reciprocity is being crossed by the 4 of Cups, which is, I call this the checklist card, where it's identifying things in the relationship that you really don't jive with anymore, that you don't like, that you're not happy with. But this is the thing that you need to understand. Now, whether this is coming from you or your partner, the energy of this card needs to be understood. That whatever's being identified in the relationship as you feeling like, I don't resonate with that anymore, I don't feel it anymore, that has more to do with you, or if it's them feeling it, more to do with them than the other person. This has to do with unhealed wounds. This has to do with fears that are very real and alive inside of you that could be based from, I'm going to give a very basic example, maybe you didn't really experience a very positive partnership in your parents' marriage, or in a couple that were really close to your family, right? As you were when you were younger. And believe it or not, guys, though, I mean, we could grow up and be very healthy, otherwise, whatever, fine, functional human beings, but those things leave scars in us. No one is immune to it. Absolutely no one. It's not part of the human condition, unless you're a psychopath. That would be different. But I mean, if you are a normal, healthy, functioning person, when we're exposed to those relationships where we don't see healthy resolution, where we see a lot of discord, where we see people running away from their issues rather than facing them, these things create scars in us. And some of us will go on the way other side of that and be hyper vigilant and hyper responsibility, hyper responsible in relationships, and be really sensitive to anyone who even seems like they're going to be somebody who doesn't try hard, or the other side, and we can end up being that parent or that adult, that we resonated with earlier in our life, and not be the one who shows up, right? It really can show up in so many different ways, or this can even be from an earlier relationship. But whatever it is, the scar is yours, or the scar is theirs, and it's not healed. And what's interesting about this is that you can very well feel very ready for love, or your partner could feel very ready for love, where in all actuality, you're really not, because there are still these very opened wounds, these scars, right, that haven't been treated and haven't been addressed. So what you're identifying in a partner, or what they're identifying in you, is these areas of lack. It's things that they're doing that actually highlight these deep fears, right? So, I mean, if you're somebody who, if you grew up in a broken family and you want to have love and you think you're ready, but you ultimately at the end of the day kind of have a fear of commitment, and your partner is pressuring you to maybe get a house or have a baby, or, any of those other like big adult things that would require somebody to like seriously show up, that might be making you feel back on your heels. That's a basic example, guys. I'm just using that as for example. But that's what I'm getting here. So this could be either you're feeling this or your partner's feeling this. Now we have the Knight of Wands, and then we have the Ace of Wands. So this is the crowning energy, and this is the foundation. So the Knight of Wands is a very, invigorating passion. It's a Scorpio and Sagittarius. Scorpio is where its sex hangs out. Sagittarius is about moving forward. So you might have a real fire in your belly to move forward. I'm just going to say this is going to resonate with some of you, okay? Please don't get upset with me. I'm just reading the cards on the telephone. Some of you are thinking about having an affair if you're not already having one, because we have the Knight of Wands, and then we have the Ace of Wands in reverse, which does indicate shady behavior. Yeah. This is like a new beginning. Separate from this, a new beginning. And, the wands are a phallic symbol, and when it's reversed, it does indicate, shady, secret, private behavior. And there is this desire to move forward into something new that you feel like resonates with you more or appreciates you more than the situation that you've been in. So you're identifying all these things that you're not happy with in the relationship, but you're not leaving because of the money situation, or because you feel like almost like in a friend zone with somebody. It's going to resonate with some of you differently. So money might be a reason why you can't leave. Right now we have the Three of Coins energy. Yeah, I mean, you're very much in the space of whatever you're in right now, like officially, you're not going to be building in it. Mars and Capricorn, no, you're not going to be putting the work in. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. It's all about work, and in the reverse, you're not going to be putting the work in. Mars is a fresh perspective, a fresh path. Yeah, you're not doing it. Now, the energy external to you, so this isn't you, this is external to you, is the King of Cups in reverse. So somebody's been really holding back emotions here for sure, Libra and Scorpio, yeah. So there is this external energy floating around about, but you're gonna understand it as being like a really unfair energy, really unfair. Right, because Libra, it's a Libra and Scorpio. So Libra is the glyph is the scales. It's ruled by Venus. Venus is all about feeling really good about a situation. Scorpio is about ending something, simultaneously beginning it. So this is an external situation to you where you're going to feel like this change is coming in, but in a way you're going to feel like, even though you know the change is necessary, you're going to feel like kind of shocked by it. And like there's something unfair that's going to be going on within the dynamic having to do with this. Your fear is the Three of Swords. So this is the card of pain and betrayal. You're afraid of being betrayed by this person. That's what this is, it's Saturn in Libra. Saturn is about restriction and karma, Libra's about fairness, relationship. So you're afraid that you're going to end up experiencing some sort of betrayal. This is what you're afraid of, right? But then we have the Nine of Pentacles as the outcome. So, I like this. This is Venus and Virgo energy. This does indicate Venus is good because Venus is a money planet. You're going to feel good about things. You're going to be able to move forward. Aries, that's what I'm getting. I am getting that there is a moving forward here. I am. Again, Venus does indicate, things you value, love, money, all of that. And Virgo is ruled by Mercury. And Mercury, from an alchemical perspective, is about transitioning and moving forward in a really good way, in a very positive way, right? Because Nine of Coins is almost the Ten of Coins, so you're reaching, you're going towards, so there's fairness here. So you're going to feel good about it, is really what I want to say. You're going to feel good about it. But in the near future, you are going to be the Hermit. You know what? This is expected. It's Virgo energy. You might be meeting a Virgo. Maybe you're with a Virgo right now. But the Hermit energy is taking some mental space to really do some solid thinking. Now, for some of you, this could be realization that you might want to actually not let this relationship go and do some private work on the relationship. For others of you, this could be being in a private relationship, like a secret relationship where you're not really talking to anybody about it. And you're kind of working on building a new relationship in private, even though this other commitment may not be finalized. So you don't want to be all around town having to do with this commitment. But there is this secretive element about the Hermit energy. And when it is connected to relationship, it typically does indicate either, going it alone for a while or privately trying to work on a relationship. But it's very private. It's very on the down low. So some of you moving ahead, by yourself, isolated, just doing you, being you. Others of you, this does indicate a desire to try to reconcile, right? But I'm really not feeling that. I'm feeling that a lot of you will be beginning a new relationship, but very much on the down low. Out of respect, I almost feel like, though, too. And I know that sounds contrary to what we're talking about here, but it's just not the right thing to flaunt, because I do see there is a transitioning of energies here. Yeah, in relationship. That is what I have, Aries. I see, and you got the Nine of Coins. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Not totally comfortable to go through, though. These things are always confusing after a while, are they not? Yeah. All right, why don't we use some good old Rider-Waite for the career read? Let's do that. Good old Rider-Waite. Pulling these out every now and then. Career for Aries. Okay. Okay, we get the Four of Cups energy again here. Okay, I feel like this is going to be positive. It's just going to take a minute. So let's just roll some career. What do we have? Okay, we have Aquarius doing something different. We got the fifth house. I'm getting at the fifth house for the past couple of signs. Isn't that funny? So Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. It's all about doing something different, right? And we have Mars. So Aquarius here, it's time to power up, right? Really. There's like a serious 180 that's going to happen in your life right now. Seriously. And this is time for you to very much get in touch with within your career what's not working for you. And it's just time to think bigger and think more future, right? Because Uranus does rule the future. So we have this happening in your 5th house. The 5th house, your creative energy is really primed to be channeled into an activity that really lights you up, that really speaks to you. The 5th house is the house of fun. So it's about coming up with new ideas that really speak to you, like in a fun way, though. Really, this is really nice. Even if you're feeling really super cynical about career right now, the energy is very much here for you to do something different. And I love that we got Mars. Mars rules Aries. It's all about a new path, pulling you off of something that you were not meant to be on. I mean, really, that is, that is the Mars energy. It's time to really lean into any conflict and figure out what's wrong with the picture. Remember, anger is a normal response to transgression. So you want to work with the facts towards righteousness rather than the need to win at anything having to do with career right now. Now, coming into this energy, we have the 4 of Cups in reverse. It means the same thing as the upright, just more emotional, where you're very much, with that checklist card saying, well, I didn't like this career anyway, this, and this, identifying all the things you weren't liking in your career, right? But, but a lot of the things that you were identifying that you didn't like were really kind of poking at these vulnerabilities and these insecurities that you've been having. So that's something to be mindful of. Now, the situation right now is we have the 8 of Cups, and the 8 of Cups is indicating you walking away from something towards your dream, something that's toxic, right? It's toxic. And it's Saturn and Pisces. It all became too heavy, too much, too unreliable. It was just not something you could count on. It was part of the past. This is not part of the future. And you're all about the future right now and moving towards that thing that you're really dreaming about. And we do have the 9 of Swords in reverse. I like the reverse better. This is more positive because this is still the 3 a.m. anxiety card, as I always say. It's those intrusive thoughts, ruminating, oh my God, what am I going to do? Really trying to figure things out. It's that Mars and Gemini energy. The Gemini is the swords, and Mars is like really trying to figure out, all right, what is my true calling? What is? But you being on the upside of the other side of the hardest part of that. You've gone through the hardest part, and now you're starting to gain clarity. There are things. What I like about this Aries is things are going to become clear to you right now, okay? You're going to be pulled out of your comfort zone, yes, but you're going to be doing this in a way where you're going to recognize that it's for your own good. We have the 3 of Swords in reverse, better in the reverse, just like that is better in the reverse, because this indicates that while it's still the card of pain, there's communication and truth that comes to light that helps to validate feelings and validate why something didn't go the way that you really wanted it to, or the way that it was supposed to, right? But there's going to be this illumination and this validation that's happening. The foundation is the Hangman. So the Hangman is Neptune energy, and this is like trying to look at reality through a super heavy fog or a really dirty window, right? And that's what it is. I mean, it's just not feeling really clear. But you're taking a minute, you're pausing, right? And you're waiting to see what happens. There's a wait and see. You just want to be careful of this not growing into analysis paralysis kind of thing, where you're like, yeah, I know I have to do something different Monday, Tuesday, next month, 3 months. You know what I mean? You want to make sure you don't stay there. But you're very focused on what's fair, and I don't blame you. This is you right now having to do with career. It's all about temperance. This is about compromise. What do you need? What is the boss need, or whatever, right? And then what is the actual job itself that needs to be executed? What does that need? And really getting in touch, because it's very heavy alchemical card, right? What does everybody need here? Right? What does everybody need? And this is it's a Sagittarius energy too, so it's like about like belief system, right? Like, what's right? What's fair? What do we need? What is the right thing to do? And external to you, this is not you, the energy external to you is the 9 of Cups, right? The 9 of Cups is a wish fulfillment. So the energy external to you is it's kind of like your wish fulfillment is like right out here, right? And you're very, very much tapping into that. You're not in the space just yet because you're confused, but you're trying to figure out, how can I get into that thing that I really want to get into? And it's going to be different for all of you, but in a way where I feel like there's reciprocity, there's compromise, where I have good, work-life balance and all of that, okay? This can also indicate a job offer coming in that ultimately ends up being your wish fulfillment, which is really nice. okay? You just want to make sure that you keep your ego in check. That's the only thing I want to say again. Now, your fear is the King of Cups in the reverse. So you're just afraid that this isn't really going to be resonating with you on like a very visceral level, and that any changes that are going to be going on are not going to be fair. Like, you're afraid of that because this is a Libra and Scorpio energy. So in reverse, Libra in reverse is not fair. Scorpio is about there being change, you know, and it's about something ending at the same time something beginning. So all of the changes happening and you're like, I don't know, am I going to have the Temperance? Is it going to be speaking to me? Am I really going to be feeling it? But I love, this is one of my favorite minor arcana cards. 8 of Wands. Yes. Mercury in Sagittarius, quick communication coming in that's going to incite a quick movement forward. This is almost like a frenetic energy. So this could come as a text message, a phone call, an email, something you come across via social media, something that you come across. Maybe it is all about social media being the answer, or some sort of new podcast that you started, some new YouTube channel that you started, right? And that your luck and expansion is going to come via that, okay? So that is where you're feeling like, wow, okay, this is, maybe you started it and it's starting to take off and you're like, this is where I want to put all my energy. So the money might not be there right away, might not, okay? Because we do have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, Mercury in Virgo, right? Virgo's a pentacle energy in reverse. Might not be showing up right now, but it's a not yet energy, right? When we have the 10 cards, the 10 cards are always a not yet. It's not a no. It's a not yet. So it means that some time has to pass. You have to keep putting the work in, keep doing what you're doing. The money's going to come, but it does indicate that you're on the right path. So I do like that. So you're starting something new, Aries. I feel like you're starting your hand at something new with a different angle, a different perspective, a different something, and it's you're seeing it going in an upwards direction. You haven't arrived yet, but you're realizing like that's where the answer is. And I feel like for a lot of you, the answer is going to be sort of like this Geminian idea. And what do I mean by that? You know, Gemini being ruled by Mercury, it could be, again, like I mentioned, this having to do with the podcast, is some sort of YouTube channel, anything to do with the media, writing, speaking, teaching. These are all Gemini kind of things, you know, where you're engaging with people, right? And you're going to feel really, really passionate about it, really, really passionate. Now, Gemini is also the wondrous student. I mean, they rule the intellect, right? So this could also indicate to me you learning some new things that are going to be moving you forward, where you're going to be acquiring a new skill set, a very pragmatic skill set, something that you could put into play like now, not 5 years from now, but like now. And it ultimately, you putting in the hard work and it being a very benefic thing for you. So that is what I have for you guys having to do with career. I like it. I like it. Challenges in the relationship, though I do see somebody new coming in that you do deeply resonate for. Changes in the career, though I see you ending up on your rightful path. So can't be mad at that, right? Can't be mad at that. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be getting the astrology video out for June, as well as that Black Moon Lilith video that I've been promising, hopefully within the next few days. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Until then, bye-bye.